All right, I have another movie review here for you guys. Uh, in this video, I'm going to be reviewing Luca, which is streaming exclusively on Disney Plus. And I can tell you that this movie went straight to Disney Plus. It didn't get a theatrical release. And this isn't one of those movies that you actually have to pay extra for, like you did Cruella and some of the other movies that have been released over the last year because of the pandemic. And there's a reason why it doesn't cost any money. And I've kind of put off reviewing this because of my feelings of the movie and how it went. And here's the bottom line on this film is kids will probably be entertained by this, but it is the least memorable Pixar film to date. And I got to tell you, I was looking at my watch the entire time for this movie to end. There is nothing amazing about this movie. It's just going through the motions of creating a Pixar film. And John Lasseter, I don't know what's going on. I'm going to have to do some reading about John Lasseter because he was not attached to this at all. And he's been kind of the mastermind behind 99% of what Pixar has done. And I think I remember reading that there was an issue with him and some of the employees. And I think he may have been pushed out of the company. I don't know. But if this is the route they're going to go, he is going to sorely be missed because of this movie. So let's talk about the cast here. I'm a big animated guy. I'm a voice actor for a living, and the people that did most of the voicing here, I'm not familiar with. So you have Jacob Tremblay plays the voice of Luca. He's the main boy in the movie. You've got Jack Dylan Grazer, who plays his best friend in the film, Alberto, who he meets throughout at the beginning of the movie, and they become really good friends. And the only other two big names you would remember here or know is Maya Rudolph plays Luca's mom, and you have Jim Gaffigan played his dad in the film. So this movie basically stars this. Luca is an underwater creature, and he kind of herds fish, but they don't tell you why he herds fish, what his purpose is down there. And I got to be honest, the underwater scenes were kind of bland. If you look at something like, what they did with some previous movies, had the Dory movies and all of that. Those were very bright, very vibrant. This movie was not underwater and not even on land, which was kind of part of the joy of watching a Pixar film is when you see these bright colors. I mean, you look at Moana and some of these other movies that are just very bright and vibrant. They make you want to watch. This movie didn't have that, and the underwater scenes were very kind of bland compared to all of the past Pixar films. So you don't know what his job is down under the sea. You do find out he's not allowed to go to the surface. And through some circumstances, he does make his way to the surface. And all of a sudden, as soon as he comes out of the water, he becomes a man. Well, not a man, a boy. He becomes a boy. They don't explain how. There's no explanation as to why this happens. And he meets another boy who is also an underwater creature who collects stuff, who is a boy on land as well. And there's no logic behind anything that happens in the storyline here because the friend that he meets ends up collecting things underwater and things of man. And he kind of lives in a lighthouse, and he has all of these things, that he collects from man. And on the wall, there's a picture of a Vespa. And the whole movie is them trying to get a hold of a Vespa. They believe it's going to get them to be able to travel the world. Just very illogical. I mean, they're obviously not stupid creatures, and so they make that clear that they're smart. They're just like normal people. So why they would believe that this thing would be able to carry them off, other than them being maybe younger than they made them out to be, it just none of the movie makes sense in that regard. The story, the way it progresses, and I got very bored in the middle of the movie. And then there's this race that they enter to where they can win a Vespa, and that's kind of what the movie is about. And there's a message here. Like every Pixar movie has a message to one degree or another. This one is all about acceptance and being who you are and being yourself, which kind of fell flat. It wasn't one of those movies that's going to make you super emotional. You're not going to feel a whole lot. The ending is okay. It's decent, but there's nothing to write home about in this movie. It was the most bland, most boring, uninteresting Pixar film that they have made. Does it make it a terrible film? No, it's not a terrible film. As a computer animated feature, it's definitely passable, but it's not something I would choose to watch. Like I've seen every Pixar film save one. I haven't seen Coco. I own Coco. I have it on Blu-ray downstairs, but I have not watched it yet. I just haven't found the time to watch that one, but I've seen every single other Pixar film to date, and this one is by far the worst. So it ranks down there. I wouldn't give this any more than a 3 out of 5 stars, and I think 3 is being generous. It's still beautifully animated, but here are my feelings on animated movies in general. I think they're just kind of going through the motions now. I don't see a whole lot of innovation going on. I prefer the old 2D animation. In fact, when Wreck-It Ralph came out, they had a short at the beginning called Paperman. If you have never seen that short, Disney's Paperman, go watch it. It is one of the most moving and emotional animated things that I have ever seen, and it was all hand drawn. And there's almost not a word. I don't think there's a word spoken in the whole 6-7 minutes or however long it is, and it is very powerful. I miss 2D animation. I actually majored in art and animation in college, and I feel like things have taken a turn to where it's just going through the motions. I did computer animation in college, and the coolest part about it was actually creating the models. But once you've created the models, it's just a matter of telling the program what do you want it to do with the movement. It's not like where you have to draw every frame and there's real effort put into it. There's effort in designing the characters, but as far as animating them, it's not really that hard to do when it comes to computer animation. So once they've had the resources to put those things together, it's not that complicated. There's no magic behind it. And I feel like this movie definitely missed the magic. So is it a terrible film? No. Kids will be entertained by it for whatever reason. Adults, not so much. I can tell you I was very bored, and I kept looking at my watch waiting for the movie to end. So it is definitely not the best movie out there, but it's free. So if you want to check it out, Luca is available on Disney Plus, and you can watch it today at no additional charge. If you've seen the movie, I would love to hear what you thought. I like to hear what other people think. Please chime in below. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will have movie reviews going up on occasion. I've got one that I just filmed earlier today. I've got called The Ice Road, and I've got one more coming up from an 80s movie that I will be uploading next. That's going to be very interesting. It's about a guy who is trying to get a rat out of his where he lives. He's got a rat he can't get rid of. And it's very interesting because I have my own rat story to tell. So that's going to be on the next video that I upload. I'm going to be doing movie reviews as movies get released. So stick to my channel and you will get all those movie reviews as they do come out. I do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys on the next video.